Hello everyone. My name is Charles,
And my name is Michael.
and we're going to teach you how to use Heavy M today. Um, yeah, we're going to walk you through a bunch of steps from the interface to um, projecting to mapping structures, applying visual effects, creating shapes, and then all the way up to how you set this up for your projector so you can get ready to go.
Okay, so we're going to start with what the projector sees basically. The black screen here is any closed surface you put on is going to map out on the projector. So it's not going to be showing light through the entire thing.
So the first thing we're going to do is show you guys how to, or what is going to be projected. And a good way to do this is by showing you the windowed projection. So you're going to come up top in the menu bar, you're going to click on projection, you're going to click on windowed. And then what this is going to do is, you can hop back over to Heavy M real quick. What this is going to do is this is going to split your screen. This side on the left being what we're projecting, and then this side on the right is what it's actually going to look like when it comes out of the projector. So I have this split screen and we're ready to go.
So what we're going to do now is teach you guys the top tools on the toolbar. We're going to work in left to right to show you how to sketch up mapping for your projection.
So we're going to start all the way over to the left. So you see these green shapes here. These are preset shapes that you can drag into your projection area for Heavy M to project through these shapes. So the way it works is, in your projection area, anything that's a closed shape will get projected on. So I'm going to run through something real quick to show you guys this. So you see over on the right hand side of my screen how the shapes became white. Now they're filled. Now we're ready to project through them. So up top we have triangles, squares, this hump, and then we have a circle. And you can come through and edit these points directly one by one, and you can see them change real time over on the right.
Yeah, so if you wanted to then make a shape that wasn't already predefined, to do that we're going to use the tool the second blue one.
So we're going to start by, so you see it comes up over here on the right hand side of my screen, the little blue dot. So we're going to be able to make our own shapes, and then they'll be filled. We're going to make sure they're closed shapes. So you just click on the start point at the end, and now you have your own custom shape. To help this out further, when you're projecting on a 3D surface, it may be helpful to use the tool one over from that, the cursor tool, which will give you a series of axes to make the shapes, so that you know that they're spot on.
Yeah, so where this tool could be specifically helpful is when you're mapping out different angles of a face. It's going to be nice to see these crosshairs. They'll actually show up on the projection, not just on screen. So you can help, while it's going to look maybe a little awkward on screen here, it's going to look perfectly lined up, even if it's media content, if it's image, if it's just a regular color. So the next thing that we're going to touch on is adding or tweaking an existing object. So let's use the bottom right figure that we have here. So you would first
the first thing you're going to do is click on the actual shape so it's highlighted. Then you're going to come back up to the draw tool. So as soon as you clicked on the draw tool, you saw these white other points pop up in the middle of this shape. So you now have the ability to readjust these shapes, and they keep showing up, to edit the shape that you've created. So now that you have your shape set, we're going to go over some of the features that you can do in Heavy M. All these are presets. They come with the trial version or the full version. We're going to walk you through outlines, fillings, and transformations. These are kind of the only three that you really need at this point. The transitions and the post shaders are kind of a little more advanced, so we're going to just go over this stuff for now. So first thing you're going to do is everything is in the same group layer. As you see, everything is outlined in white. So all of these effects that we turn on will be applied to everything that we're seeing. So we're going to start with the outline. Just click on it. A bunch of options are going to come up. And so we have border, line, repeat. These are the on and off toggles for them. So for example, we see right now that border is on. Border happens to be white, so if we change the color, to red, so we can differentiate. You see over here on the right hand side that now the shapes have a red outline, and then we can also adjust the thickness of those lines. See it happen in real time. So let's make some nice thick lines, and then you see if we turn it off, they disappear.
Yeah, so next we're going to go on to the tool that fills the object. So similar to the outline tool, basically if you go and change the color again, yeah, it's going to apply to everything that is in your white layer here. So while you can make it a solid color, the next tool over, you could make it a gradient between two different colors, which could be useful for when you apply some more complicated effects on.
And then you can also apply random colors, and it'll actually, this one starts up a video. So those are the colors. In this tab, the filling tab, there's also a feature in here called special. So let's take it back to just a plain color. We're going to run through special where things start to get a little crazy and fun. So we're going to toggle special on. Let me put it on a pretty plain one. So we're going to toggle special on, and you see that the stuff over here on the right changed again. So in special, you have all these options. You have stuff like, all these crazy things you guys can mess around with. You can adjust the colors. It's pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. So we'll let you guys mess around with that. I wouldn't worry too much about the snake feature right now. We'll touch on that later. And now we're going to talk to you about how to differentiate if you didn't want all of these to be the same effect, how we can change that. Alright, so yeah, now we're going to show you guys how to apply different effects to different shapes.
Oh, so like we said before, everything is on this white layer. So say we wanted to have these cool like gem effects that's going on the side, only applied to the bottom right figure here. We would then toggle it green, which the next layer down, by just hitting that plus sign. So now you see that everything that was affecting the white layer is still going, and while this new green layer, while it doesn't show up green, it just it shows up green on the main left menu here, but it does not do that on the right, even though the outline is white. That's just what we had set it to earlier.
Yeah, so now we have the opportunity to go into this shape and to change all of the effects specific to this shape. The menu's the exact same, everything we ran through before, but we can go through and change that so that the settings are somewhere else. And you guys can get pretty crazy with this, changing different shapes to different layers, and then going through, and maybe this one has some funky stuff up here on border. Let's turn on something like that. You see that's going on. We've got this one's coming down here. We're going to go through. Yeah, I mean, you guys get the point. So we just touched on how to change them through different layers, and the one thing we actually forgot to touch on was this transformation tab, which we'll show you real quick. So if we click on a shape or a layer, so we're on the green layer, transformation, real simple. There's a toggle, and then it'll rotate about an axis. So you can get real crazy if you apply all this on the same layer. So yeah, now that we have you guys set through how to group things on different layers, the next step that we're gonna show you how to do is to.
So the next thing we're going to do is import media.
Yeah. So the way that you import media, we ran through the shapes up here, but next to all the shapes is this video clip with the plus sign. You are going to hold and drag, and we're going to have the media right here. So we're going to come over here. You see it says no media. We're going to click the plus button, and then we are going to select media to put in. I'm going to come desktop. Michael and I put together some excellent media for you guys today. So you're going to click open. And you see it change from no media to the name of your file. The next step, you're going to select which layer you want this media on. So the way it works is you can import a media box, but you have to have a shape in addition to the media box to play it. So we're going to put the media in this shape down here, this blue one. So let's come over and click on the blue layer, and then we're going to click the plus sign.
We have to say anything, so I think we just...
And then we're going to cut the audio out of that so we can hear ourselves talk. So you can see the media is playing right now, and it's going to keep looping through, but you don't see the media over on this side of the screen. The reason being is this media doesn't have a shape around it to fill it. So if we come and we take the media and we put it over the shape, and then we take the shape, we come over, and it has to be filled. So we turn the color on. You see, here is the media of Mike and I, and it's only in the space where the shape is. So our media box is kind of cut off because of the shape.
Yeah. Another important thing to note once you're actually working with the media that you bring in. So it's best to make the shape the same as whatever the video content is, but you can manipulate the video content. So if Charles were to drag one of the corners of the video, while again it's severely distorted on screen, as long as you're lining everything up on whatever object you're displaying, it's going to look totally normal.
So the last thing that we're going to show you guys how to do is to get this ready so that it actually feeds out of your projector. So right now we have what's going on over here on the right hand side in a window, and that was because in the beginning of this video we came up top, we clicked projection windowed. But when it's time to actually present this through the projector, you're going to click projection full screen. And right now I'm not plugged into a projector, so my computer only says desktop. If I were to click that, which I will, you'll see that it switches to full screen desktop. The aspect ratio is off because I'm running this on my computer, but when you are ready to go, you're going to click projection full screen, and under desktop it's going to just say 1, just the number 1. You're going to click that, and it's going to feed directly out of the projector.
Feel free to reach out to either me or Charles or to Lynn Godley directly. And there's a few other good tutorials online out there. It's good to look around, but mainly a lot of these effects, the way we learned it is just messing around and playing with it. It's really good to explore through the whole program. As long as you remember things about importing media and how to tweak objects, you should be fine. Thank you.